Dave Portnoy has never seen anything like Caitlin Clark. She was just running and gunning, pulling up from the logo. Usually, when an athlete becomes a cultural icon, their fame often stems as much from their personality and off-court aura as from their actual performance. However, Caitlin Clark's rise to stardom was different from the norm. Recently, Dave Portnoy, the founder and owner of Barstool Sports, doubled down on that notion, emphasizing how it wasn't Clark's marketability or charm that drew him in, but her performance and versatility on the court. So much so that Portnoy had never seen any other women's basketball player move so effortlessly on the hardwood as Clark. Portnoy was utterly impressed by Clark's game since her Iowa days. In her first 2 seasons when she was playing NCAA ball at Iowa, Clark had already made history by leading the nation in both scoring and assists, averaging an extraordinary 26.8 points and 7.5 assists per game combined over those years. However, because Iowa failed to make deep postseason runs, the broader spotlight hadn't fully captured her greatness. That all changed in the 2022-23 season, when Clark's game transcended college basketball. She averaged 27.8 points and 8.6 assists per game while leading Iowa to the national championship game. In that process, for Portnoy, watching Clark glide on the court, control the tempo and drain buckets from anywhere on the court with calmness was something he had never seen before. As a result, when Dave recently appeared on an episode of the Courtside Club podcast, he admitted how he became Caitlin's fan not because of her off-court charisma, but because of her brilliance on the court. "So, I bet on sports and it was the women's Final Four, and she was just running and gunning, pulling up from the logo. This was when she was on that insane run," Portnoy said with a subtle smile on his face. "I was like, who the hell is that? I haven't seen anyone play the women's game quite like the way she's playing. The speed with which she's playing, pulling up like that, I just started following her every move." Clark gathered fans because of her game. Perhaps today, as Caitlin stands as arguably the most popular and impactful player to ever enter the WNBA, her arrival hasn't just elevated the league's visibility. Instead, it has completely reshaped its marketability, bringing in unprecedented endorsement deals, record-breaking viewership numbers, and a surge of new fans. However, as Portnoy's admission suggested, what truly sustains that admiration among real basketball fans isn't the media spotlight or the hype surrounding Caitlin. Rather, it is her game itself. Her ability to read defenses, make smart decisions, and perform under pressure has turned her from a college phenom into the face of women's basketball on the grandest stage. That is why it is now important for her to achieve greatness with her Indiana Fever team, especially after the team reached the second round of the playoffs without her in the 2025 playoffs, after injuries to her quad, ankle, and groin ultimately ended Clark's season. Her impact on winning has yet to fully shine in the WNBA, and that's the next step she needs to make. Dave Portnoy has seen a lot in his years of sports commentary, from Super Bowl miracles to March Madness heartbreaks, from NBA dynasties to the rise of unlikely college stars. But when it comes to Caitlin Clark, even Portnoy, the unapologetic founder of Barstool Sports and self-proclaimed sports chaos connoisseur, admits he's witnessing something entirely different. She was just running and gunning, pulling up from the logo like it was nothing, Portnoy said in disbelief after catching Clark's latest highlight reel. "I've never seen anything like it. I mean, who does that? That's not basketball, that's art." Clark, the Indiana Fever's generational phenom, has long blurred the line between confidence and audacity. Her range defies geometry, her tempo defies logic, and her swagger defies gravity. Every time she crosses half-court, the crowd rises, not in surprise anymore, but in anticipation. Because everyone knows what's coming. And so does Portnoy. The spectacle of the Logo 3. In an era where analytics have reshaped basketball into a science of percentages and probabilities, Clark plays with the soul of a poet and the nerve of a gunslinger. Her game is spontaneous yet precise, wild yet intentional. It's basketball as performance art, and Portnoy can't get enough. You watch most players, they're calculating, running plays, looking for screens. Clark, she's like, "Nah, I'm good." Then she just launches it from 35 feet out, and the thing drops like it was scripted by Spielberg. He joked on his show, The Rundown. To Portnoy, Clark isn't just redefining women's basketball. She's redefining what it means to be an entertainer in sports. Every possession feels cinematic, every deep shot a statement of rebellion against traditional form. And for someone like Portnoy, who built his empire on the edge of controversy and charisma, That kind of showmanship hits differently. She's not just a basketball player, Portnoy continued. She's a vibe. She's chaos wrapped in precision, and the crowd eats it up. It's like watching Steph Curry, but with more attitude. The crossover between sports and culture. What fascinates Portnoy most isn't just Clark's ability. It's her cultural gravity. From college arenas in Iowa to packed WNBA venues, she's brought an entire generation of fans who might have never tuned into a women's game before. She's doing what few have ever done. She's making people care, Portnoy said. Like, you got guys who haven't watched a women's basketball game since their daughter's 5th grade tournament, now tweeting about Caitlin Clark's crossover. That's power. Indeed, Clark's rise has become a cultural phenomenon, not just an athletic one. Every game is viral before it ends. Every quote becomes a headline. Every rivalry, whether real or exaggerated by social media, turns into a national conversation. Even Portnoy, no stranger to stirring the digital pot, seems in awe of how Clark manages to dominate both the hardwood and the algorithm. She's built for this era, he said. She's got the confidence, the trash talk, the flash, but also the work ethic. That's the thing. It's not just highlights, it's hours and hours of grinding behind those logo threes. When chaos meets composure. Part of what makes Clark so mesmerizing to Portnoy and millions of fans is the duality of her game. She's both reckless and calculated, a maestro orchestrating mayhem. One moment she's sprinting full speed into double coverage, pulling up for a contested three that would make a coach faint. The next, she's dropping a no-look dime that slices the defense in half. Her rhythm is her rebellion. Usually, you tell players to slow down, Portnoy said with a laugh. With her, you don't want her to slow down. That's the beauty of it. The chaos is the control. It's like watching a storm that knows exactly where it's going.